This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. Now, we all know that sleep is so important, but few realize how deeply it can affect your mood, your focus, and even treatment response. So today on Mental Health Matters, Sean Goddard is here from Viking Psychiatry, and he's going to explain how sleep resets our brain chemistry. Hey there, Sean.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Same here.
Okay, so, I love any topic about sleep, and the correlation between that and mental health, because I have a sleeping issue. And that I'm constantly trying to learn more, like so many, just to sleep better. And so let's just start from the top. What happens in the brain when we sleep?
Yeah, so sleep is really one of the main things that happens is it's the brain's detox time, right? We have this buildup of all these neurotransmitters and inflammatory markers, all those things that occur during the day. And when we go to sleep and we sleep well, that's our brain's chance to kind of reset the levels. And so think of it kind of as a reset on the computer, right? That is kind of slowing down, not running as fast as you want. And what do they tell you to do? Power it on, power it off, power it on, right? And so that's what we're doing to our brain when we sleep. And even more importantly, when we get into deep sleep, that's when our brain really rests and recovers. And we allow healing to occur. So it's so important that we're getting sleep and good sleep at night.
Right, I love that, because I've heard of like the resting and the reset and the healing, but I never thought of it like you just said, that it's a detox. Just that process of just kind of exiting out and restoring and renewing. And so as we think about just how the brain works in particular, how does poor sleep affect your mood?
Yeah, so studies have shown us that just one night of bad sleep can increase anxiety levels of upwards of 30%.
Really?
Right? That's just one night. They also did a study on adolescents in high school, and they took kids who had like 8 hours of sleep and then 7 hours of sleep and 6 hours of sleep, and they did a comparison, and they equated the children who were getting 6 hours of sleep equivalent to somebody who was like drinking and driving. That it affects the brain that much when it comes towards attention and focus in school. So it really plays a significant role in our brain's ability to operate during the day. And if you're not getting that rest and recovery, it can't function the way that it's supposed to.
That's so interesting, because so many people do feel like they can function off of a little bit of sleep and proud of it. Like, oh, I only need 4 hours of sleep a night, and it's like, yeah, but how are you doing the next morning, and how does it track over time? One thing I'm curious about, because this is something else that I've heard, the notion of catching up on sleep. I say that sometimes, like, oh, this weekend I cannot wait to sleep in, to catch up on sleep. Is that even a thing? I mean, once you lose sleep throughout the week, can you really recover it?
I mean, yes, right? It's not helping you in the moment in that week, right? Your week is going to suffer because of that lack of sleep. But if you kind of liken it to going to the gym and working out a gym too much, and then your muscle starts to ache, right? But then you go back to the gym again, and you work it out, and you work it out again. And what's happening to that muscle? It's becoming more and more painful, more and more strained. But that weekend, you take the weekend off and allow it to rest and recover. Then starting that next week, you have a muscle that's feeling a little bit better and can go back to the gym and do its job. And so our brain is the same way. Even though you're straining it and it's going to affect you in that moment, we absolutely can take the time to step away and say, okay, I need to slow down this weekend. I need to get better sleep this weekend and reset my brain. But then the key is that next week, don't strain it all over again, right? We want to start letting that brain beginning to rest and recover every night. As much as possible.
Right, exactly. And so a couple of weeks ago, we talked about that gene, COMT. We learned about it and how it can impact our mental health. How does that gene play a role in our sleep and just this correlation between sleep and stress?
Yeah, fast comps fall asleep easier, but they tend to wake up.
Okay, I'm not a fast comp.
Early. We can find out for you.
Right, through your gene testing.
We absolutely can. But slow comps often struggle with not being able to shut off their brain at bedtime, right? And so, do you think you're a slow comp, right?
Yep.
Our brain is in overactivity, right? And just trying to shut off. And so it absolutely can affect it. So another key area where understanding your genetics can play a role in understanding how it affects your sleep and how to adjust your lifestyle or sleep habits to account for that.
This is good. It's like peeling back layers of an onion, you know, and really understanding things better because, wow. Okay, so what would be your best advice, Sean, to help someone, all of us, get better sleep?
Yeah, I mean, really, repetition is important. Having that same set schedule. We have a circadian rhythm, right, that we need to try to keep with as much as possible. And I realize, let's be realistic, it's hard to do it nowadays, right, with life and all the activities and everything that we have going on. And we don't make sleep a priority. And the truth is, sleep should be one of our number one priorities. Sleep is not laziness.
Right.
Sleep is rest and repair and recovery and ensuring that you're being able to perform at your optimal level and affecting your mood. We know that one night can affect anxiety by upwards of 30%, but continuing that can cause long-term changes in the brain's networks and connections and lead to a consistent level of stress and overactivation and even more difficulty in being able to sleep.
Wow, that's so interesting. Such good stuff. And also I think about the immunity side of just the health. People get sick quicker when they're not sleeping because their body cannot recover, like you said.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for this information today.
Thank you.
And listen, sleep is not laziness, as Sean said. It's actually medicine for your body. So fixing your sleep often fixes your mood. And to learn more about Viking Psychiatry and the gene test that we talked about, you can visit their website or give them a call. We'll have that listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.